So today, Unit 14. So today we start with Unit 14, Reward Management. And we'll be learning about the introduction, definition, aims of reward management, philosophy of reward management, concept of total rewards, components of total reward system, financial rewards, non-financial rewards, guiding principles for reward. Let's start with the introduction. Managing rewards effectively is critical to organizations. Reward management can have a powerful influence on employee behavior and performance, and hence the achievement of an organization's goals and objectives. Unlike other activities within the human resource management function, reward management has significant implications to organizations before, during, and after an individual's employment. Evidence suggests that some of the most notable labor disputes in history are the result of employee dissatisfaction with reward practices. Widespread criticism has also been levied at organizations allowing excessive pay gaps to persist between male and female employees performing identical or similar jobs. Because rewards often represent one of the most significant costs of producing goods and services, organizations are compelled to continuously seek new and cost-effective ways to reward their employees. In view of this, reward managers not only work closely and proactively with other human resources management professionals, but also with other functional managers and geographies in an organization, as well as with external partners to maximize the effectiveness of rewards. So in this introduction, what we learned is that reward management has an influence in the functioning of the organizations, because everybody is satisfied or dissatisfied with the kind of reward practices that happens in the organizations. So with due respect to, with due understanding of what significant applications that organizations go through, what one must do in an organization is to have effective reward system. Now let's understand the definition of reward management. According to Armstrong, it is about the design, implementation, and maintenance of reward systems, which aim to satisfy the needs of both the organization and its stakeholders and to operate fairly, equitably, and consistently. Common to all definitions is the notion that reward system reflects how rewards are designed and administered and is critical to attracting, retaining, and motivating employees to achieve desirable outcomes. So like I said, that, having a good systematic reward system is what in an organization one would want and one would achieve for. The aims of reward management. The strategic aim of reward management is to develop and implement the reward policies, processes, and practices required to support the achievement of the organization's business goals. The specific aims of reward management are to create total reward processes that are based on beliefs about what the organization values and wants to achieve, to reward people for the value they create, to align reward practices with both business goals and employee values, to reward the right things to convey the right message about what is important in terms of expected behaviors and outcomes. To facilitate the attraction and retention of the skilled and competent people, the organization needs, thus, winning the war for talent to help in the process of motivating people and gaining their commitment and engagement. To support the development of a performance culture, and to develop a positive employment relationship and psychological contract. So, this is the basic aim of reward management. What we learn over here is reward management should be able to create, should be able to, have competent skills, competent people on board, and to win on the basis of their talent. And they should be able to create on the basis of on the beliefs of the organizations and the value of the organizations. And they should have people, and the organization should be able to have a platform that is created in terms of commitment and engaging the people only to understand the performance culture and to behave accordingly only for the basis of their outcomes. This is the basic aim of reward management. Coming to the philosophy of reward management, a reward philosophy is essential for developing a strategy that is consistent with organizational culture and values. While many organizations have only an implicit philosophy, an explicit and documented philosophy will be advantageous. It helps share with managers, employees, advisors, and investors. It helps you in aligning activity with your values. Philosophy refers to a set of beliefs and guiding principles that are consistent with the values of the organization. These include beliefs in the need to achieve the following in operating the reward system. So basically, the philosophy of reward system should be in a way that it should be documented, in a way that it should be advantageous to both organizational goals, organizational values, and the performance of the employees, right? So that is how the philosophy of reward management should be. So it should be able to share, they should be able to help the managers, the employees, the advisors, and the investors. So let's understand the operating of the reward system. That should be based on, the first one is fairness. So the reward should be related to the work and contribution of employee and justifiable in relative terms when compared with that of other employees. That is based on fairness. And next is equity. So the philosophy recognizes that if HRM is about investing in human capital from which a reasonable return is required, then it is proper to reward people differently according to their contribution. Then consistency. Consistency refers to the conformity to an existing standard. Then you have transparency. Transparency is openness in communication. The philosophy of reward management recognizes that it must be strategic in the sense that it addresses long-term issues relating to how people should be valued for what they do and what they achieve. Reward strategies and the processes that are required to implement them have to follow from the business strategy. So this is the basic philosophy of reward management. That is how relatable it should be with the values and aligning that to the people, and people also understanding the strategies of the business. So what the operating of the reward system should lie on the most important four factors, that is the fairness, equity, consistency, and transparency. So let's understand the concept of total rewards. So the concept of total rewards describes an approach to reward management that emphasizes the need to consider all aspects of the work experience of value to employees, not just a few, such as pay and employee benefits. It aims to blend the financial and non-financial elements of reward into a cohesive whole. The first person to refer in effect into total rewards was Adam Smith in 1776. He identified several components of what he called total net advantage, besides pay, namely agreeableness or disagreeableness of work, difficulty and expense of learning it, job security, responsibility, and the possibility of success or failure. One of the first people to write about total rewards after Adam Smith commented that total reward embraces everything that employees value in the employment relationship. Manis and Graham defined that total rewards includes all types of reward, indirect as well as direct, and intrinsic as well as extrinsic. So this is about the total rewards. The total rewards is understanding the components of the total net advantage. It is about understanding every kind of rewards that is there to experience as the value of employees. According to Paul Thompson, 2002, summarized the view of different writers as follows. Definitions of total rewards typically encompasses not only traditional quantifiable elements like salary, variable pay, and benefits, but also more intangible, non-cash elements such as scope to achieve and exercise responsibility, career opportunities, learning and development, the intrinsic motivation provided by the work itself, and the quality of working life provided by the organization. So total rewards is equal to financial rewards plus experiences at work. The total rewards approach recognizes that it is necessary to get financial rewards, right? However, it also appreciates the importance of providing people with rewarding experiences that arises from the work they do, their work environment, and how they are managed, and the opportunity to develop their skills and careers. Very rightly, IDS 2008 commented that total reward emphasizes the value of the non-financial aspects of the employee value propositions. Pay remains the foundation upon which everything else is built. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. The aim is to maximize the combined impact of a wide range of reward initiatives on motivation, commitment, and job engagement. It contributes to the production of an employee value proposition that provides a clear, compelling reasons why talented people should work for a company. So this is the basic concept of total rewards. Let's understand the components of total reward system. The components of total reward systems are described below. First is the business HR strategy. This is the starting point. All the reward policies, processes, and practices flow from here to achieve the overarching business goals of improved performance. The reward strategy. This determines the direction in which reward management, innovation, and developments should go to support the business strategy. How this should be integrated, the priority that should be given to initiatives, and the pace at which they should be implemented. Third is grade and pay structure policy. This deals with the policy on the shape of the grade structure and the elements of pay within that structure. Such as before that, we will understand the business strategy and the reward strategy. So basically, the business strategy is the practices to achieve the business goal, right? So business strategy is whatever the businesses have aligned with their strategy and with their objectives, they need people to achieve those goals, right? But the reward strategy is what? The reward strategy is how these people are able to achieve the business strategy, right? That is the reward that they are getting out of what is being planned by the business. So any organization or any business that aligns its values and its objectives, its mission and vision, so they only look out for the employees who are ready to achieve what they have aligned for. And if they are ready to achieve, that is how they are having a category of reward system. So this reward system basically is an initiative where the goals are being implemented and the innovations are being developed in the strategy. Now, coming to the grade and pay structure policy, there is base pay, contingent pay, and variable pay. So what is a base pay? The base pay is the fixed rate of pay that represents the rate for the job which pay is related to performance, competence, contribution, or service may be consolidated. Now, policies on base pay levels will be affected by the factors, but importantly, they will express the intentions of the organizations on the degree to which it wants pay levels to be competitive, and therefore the relationship between those pay levels and market rates. So that is the base pay. Base pay means what is the basic factor of that particular pay, right? So which is already fixed. This is what is the base pay. But contingent pay is only related to how well people are performing or they are competent and they're giving a better service. Variable pay, on the other hand, is depending upon the individual, depending on the team and the company's performance. The other components of the total reward systems is the market analysis. Market analysis is the process of identifying rates of pay in the labor markets to inform decisions on levels of pay within the organization, which will be influenced by its market sense. Job evaluation. Job evaluation is basically to evaluate the different job roles in the organization. Grade structures is where you are evaluating the jobs, comparing to each job and its size and depending on the career of its job. Pay structure is where, the ranges of base pay that are attached to grades or levels in jobs or career families and the scope for pay progression related to performance, competence, contribution or service. Base pay levels will be influenced by equity and market rate considerations. Employee benefits. The provision for employees of pension, sick pay, various kinds of perks such as company cars and entitlement to holidays and other leaves. So these were very interesting components where we have understood about how the businesses starts with the strategy, how they design the reward strategy to achieve those strategies, and how the grades should be measured according to the three factors, and then also the components to be designed on the basis of evaluating on the fair basis, having a pay structure, grade structure, and employee benefits, which should be designed in the organizations. And the other ones are non-financial rewards, performance management, total remuneration, total reward, building capabilities. So non-financial rewards are basically in terms of recognition value, right? So non-financial is something which has no money, but there is a lot of recognition in terms of leading something, being a leader somewhere, or giving an opportunity something. So that is non-financial rewards, which is also a very important component of total reward systems. Another one is the performance management. Performance management is where you're seeing the overall performance of the employee. You are able to grade the employee on terms of the giving them the most constructive feedback. Total remuneration is the sum of the base pay, the contingent pay, and the value of employee benefits. Total rewards is the sum of total remuneration and non-financial rewards. Building capabilities of both the reward functions and line management to understand, work with, and communicate the elements of reward policy and practice and changes as they occur. Coming to the financial rewards, in financial rewards, you need to be considered from 3 points of view. That is the effectiveness of money as a motivator, the reasons why people are satisfied or dissatisfied with their rewards, the criteria which should be used when developing a financial reward system. Right? So the general theory of motivation produced the following explanation of the relationship between money and motivation. The economic man approach, Herzberg's two-factor model instrumental theory, equity theory, and expectancy theory. So let's understand according to money and motivation. The first one is the economic man approach. The economic man approach is basically that it assumes that they will be motivated to work if rewards and penalties are tied directly to the results that they achieve. Pay awards are contingent upon effective performance. Motivation using this approach has been and still is widely adopted, but it is based exclusively on a systematic of external control and fails to recognize a number of other human needs. It also fails to appreciate the fact that the formal control system can be seriously affected by the informal relationship existing between employees. So the economic man approach is basically where whatever the employee does, it should be related to what are the results is he giving, and the results should be based on the performance standard, right? So the rewards are based on his performance. So whatever he achieves, whatever approach that he takes, it should all depend on the rewards on what is he performing. So, but considering that, what organizations in this economic approach usually ignores to understand is the other human needs that are attached to this, right? Understanding the most interesting Herzberg two-factor model. The Herzberg two-factor model of motivation was developed following an analysis of anecdotes of unusually satisfying or unusually dissatisfying job events provided by 200 engineers and accountants. He claimed that money is so-called hygiene factor, which serves as a potential dissatisfier, if not present in appropriate amount, but not as a potential satisfier. So basically, Herzberg two-factor theory is one which has unfavorable feelings and one which does not have, which has favorable feelings, right? So this is what is, they conclude that there's a lot of interpretations, and the Herzberg two factor is not even reliable, because probably one day you feel very unfavorable, but that doesn't is fair enough that you are getting into that category, right? So this kind of definitions of bad job feelings, good job feelings is, uh, you know based upon the human conditions and situations, and it is not reliable basis. Coming to the instrumental theory is, where that money in itself has no intrinsic money meaning and acquires significant motivating power only when it comes to symbolizes intangible goals. That is, money acts as a symbol in different ways for different persons. That is, money is a very powerful force because it is linked directly or indirectly to the satisfaction of all the basic needs. But the effectiveness of money as a motivator depends on a number of circumstances, including the values, needs of individuals, and their preferences for different types of financial or non financial rewards. Then you have equity theory. Equity theory is related to discrepancy theory, right, by Lawler, where you have to emphasize on the significance of people being equal. We have to give rewards equally, we have to treat people equally, and we have to see their skills and efforts and everything that they've put up equally, and it should be a felt fair principle. Then you have application of expected theory. Now, expectancy theory states that motivation will be strong, right, for individuals. So it's, social esteem, autonomy, and self-actualizations. So money and motivation has so many theories, class, from starting with, the economic man approach to Herzberg's two-factor instrumental. So very quickly, economic man approach is whatever he does, his performance is affected to rewards. But that is also not, that is also weak. Herzberg two-factor, where we have divided people into favorable and unfavorable. Instrumental theory is where your motivator is subjected to what your values are, and then you're going forward with that. And then equity theory is where everybody has to be treated fairly. Then application of expectancy theory is where this theory is developed by Potter and Lawler, where the values are of the rewards to individuals is based on their needs for security, social esteem, autonomy, and self-actualization. So the probability that rewards depend on effort as perceived by the individuals, in other words, his or her expectations about the relationship between effort and reward. So there are two variables additional to effort which affects task achievements. That is the ability, right? Oops. Sorry. Role perception. So these are good from the viewpoint of the organizations that they correspond with. Conclusions on the role of money as a motivator. Money is important to people because it is instrumental in satisfying a number of their most pressing needs. It is significant not only because of what they buy with it, but also as a highly intangible methods of recognizing their worth. So basically, what we understand with this is there are external and internal comparisons of feelings which are influenced with the desire to stay in the organizations, and money being the most, payable and tangible behavior. So it also delivers a message to the organizations to deliver certain kind of expectations. So this is to achieve the lasting motivation. Attention has also been paid to the non-financial motivators. Let's understand the causes of satisfaction or dissatisfactions with pay. I think many times people are satisfied or dissatisfied with, the pay structure. But however, it is very reasonable to believe that feelings about external and internal equity will strongly influence most people, right? So people tend to want more. So at least with the Hertzberg theory, other factors may affect satisfaction or dissatisfaction. Individuals feel their rate of pay or increase has been determined fairly. Rewards are commensurate with the perceptions of individuals about their ability, contribution, and value to the organization. Individuals are satisfied with their aspects of their employment, for example, their statuses, promotion prospects, opportunity to use and develop skills and relationships with their managers and colleagues. So basically, how employees are benefiting from their skills and competitiveness to reach their maximum benefit. Now, this was financial rewards, right? So how much we've understood that how their parameters are being understood and how their skills and their performance are being valued on the parameters of giving them the financial benefits. Coming to the non-financial rewards. Now, non-financial rewards are the ones, like I told you, that is where people love a lot of recognition, achievement, responsibilities, and the personal growth. So let's understand achievement. Now, the need for achievement is what, according to McClelland, the needs of managerial staff resulted in the identification of three major needs: those for achievement, power, and affiliation. The needs for achievements is defined as the need for competitive success measured against a personal standard of excellence. Achievement motivation can be increased by organizations through processes such as job design, performance management, and contributing skill or competency related pay schemes. Recognition. Recognition is one of the most powerful motivators. People need to know not only how well they have achieved their objectives or carried out their work, but also that their achievements are appreciated. So that is recognition. Basically, recognition is a part of the total rewards, where you are provided to the managers who listen to and act upon the suggestions of their team members, acknowledge their contributions, provide them a lot of status, esteem, symbols, financial rewards through performance managements and pay. The importance of recognition can also be defined as the values which would be reinforced by education, training, and performance management. Influence is one of the most important factors to exercise power. McClellan's research established that the need for affiliation, that is, warm, being friendly, uh, all that has a lot of value in the involvement, and they can provide a lot of motivation by putting people in this. Personal growth, where according to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, personal growth also depends upon self-actualization, being ambitious, determined people that will seek opportunities. It is the continuous development, the learning opportunities that you get. Guiding principles or rewards. Guiding principles define the approach an organization takes to deal with reward. Guiding principles for rewards is fundamental values, fairness. Fundamental values are, you know, maybe incorporate or be influenced by some general beliefs about fairness, equity, consistency, and transparency. Fairness is people will feel that they have been how they have been treated. Right. So, the outcomes of the decisions or employees are provided with adequate explanations on why their decisions have been made. So, all these viewpoints are the proper considerations for their fairness. Guiding principles of a reward is also equity, consistency, and transparency. Like about equity being very consistent at not differentiating people at different times, and you should not deviate irrationally from what would be generally regarded as fair and equitable. Transparency is being very, very open to what your policies and your objectives are and your practices are, and it should be explainable to your staff. Specific guiding principles. Coming to the specific guiding principles, Reward guiding principles may be concerned with such specific matters as operating the reward systems justly, fairly, equitable, and transparently in the interest of all stakeholders, developing reward policies and practices that support the achievement of business goals. TESCO, the guiding principles in TESCO are we will provide an innovative reward package that is valued by our staff and communicated brilliantly to reinforce the benefits of working for TESCO. Reward investment will be linked to company performance so that the staff share in the success they create and by doing the extra mile, receive above average reward compared to local competitors. All parts of the total reward investment will add value to the business and reinforce our core purpose, goals, and values. Lloyd's TSB. Now, the guiding reward strategy principles at Lloyd's TSB are: the basic pay is linked to the market, benefits are market driven and individually focused, pay decisions are developed to line managers, pay reflects individual contribution in a high performance organization, rewards comply with equal pay principles, variable pay is linked to performance, wealth creation and share ownership are encouraged. Reward and HR practices are managed in an integrated way. So these are how the guiding principles for reward for these companies are. In KPMG, the firm's reward philosophy is based on the overarching reward strategy of market leading rewards for market leading performance. It contains 6 explicit principles that make the emphasis on rewarding performance very clear. They are: market leading bonus for market leading performance, performance driven reward that is fair and equitable, a variable proportion of reward that increases with grade, market competitive salaries, competitive benefits with choice and flexibility, people management leaders empowered to make and communicate reward decisions. So, with this, we finished about the reward management, and next weekend is the last class, and we will be finishing with um, the fifth one, the fifth block, and the sixth block. All right. Thank you.